I tell people a lot, I'm not your average king. I'm a king of the people, not above but equal.
People always ask how I got my nice things. Take my crown to the grave. I'm an underground king. I bet we can make tonight the greatest story ever told. Cause I'm down to spend whatever. Lately I've been on a roll. And I do it for the city. Cause you know the city love a nigga. Do it for the city. Cause you know the city love.
I am Alexander Jermaine Richardson Jr., a graduating senior middle grade education scholar concentrated in English and social studies from Riverdale, Georgia, and I am also a first-year fast-track Masters of Public Administration graduate student here at Savannah State University.
Alexander J. Richardson Jr., or better known by his community AJ, is a 20-year-old small-town country boy from Riverdale, Georgia, and Savannah State University's 8th Mr.SSU. AJ comes from a loving two-parent household. His mother, Tribula Richardson, is from Woodbury, Georgia. His father, Alexander Richardson, is from Warrensville, Georgia.
I'm a part of various different organizations. The NAACP, Collegiate 100, Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Delta Eta Chapter, Fall 23 Initiative, I Tiger Male Teaching Initiative. Currently, as I said, Mr. Savannah State University, Georgia Association of Educators, Educators on the Rise, NAACP, and that's just the name of it.
AJ grew up being the only child in his house, but he has two older siblings on his father's side, deeming him the youngest. Growing up, him and his siblings shared close relationships.
Me and my siblings have like a really close-knit relationship. I remember growing up, my mother and my father always made it work. My mother never made no differences. She treated my brother and my sister just as if they were hers. So it's been a really good relationship thus far. Yes, growing up, my mom and my dad talk a lot. Like, I remember growing up, we would go to different family reunions, and we're always the last person to leave. Like, they always say if you're the last one to leave, then you talk totally too much. So I kind of picked up on some of those habits. And then, as I was growing up, getting in high school, I was always the last one to leave the football games and the last one to leave all the extracurricular activities because I just did a lot of talking. So I was always sociable. Always allowed myself to kind of just be interacting with so many different individuals and just remaining inclusive no matter where I went.
As a kid, AJ was always a social butterfly. He spent a lot of his childhood with his grandparents, spending majority of his summers visiting them. AJ will always tell people that he has a village of supporters, and that sometimes you don't really realize how much support you actually have behind you. His parents always instilled that having an education was important. If college wasn't his pathway, his alternate would be the military.
My parents had instilled in me, you either have the option of going to college or you was going to go to the military. It was kind of just like one of those options. But I always dived deeper into what I felt was best for me, I didn't want to never go to school because people wanted me to go to that school or go because, they talked about this school is just so big. I knew my goal in life was always to impact others. And wherever I went, I needed to go where I feel like an impact could be made and a legacy can be, created.
AJ was inspired and motivated at a young age to be in the education field by his past teachers. He was often told to be a lawyer, but he knew since a kid his heart was to be a teacher.
In the household by myself, I did have two older siblings, but both of my parents were in the household. It was just me, so I had a younger cousin, and we was always we didn't really do similar to the same things because she was a female and I'm a male, so she would play with dolls. I ain't like much but Legos. So I got a brand new TV for Christmas. And my cousin ended up coming over, I think it was like a couple days before Christmas. And I was writing on the TV, like mathematics questions. So I was like 2 + 2, 4 + 4. And my cousin was a student and I was a teacher. And I ended up getting in like really, really bad trouble about it. And from that day forward, I was like, I literally just got in trouble for something I really wanted to do. So why not chase my dream? So growing up, I was just like, I'm going to be a teacher. Like, I'm going to be a teacher.
In high school, AJ was always an active and dedicated student while he was physically able to be in school. AJ was a junior in high school when he had to go online due to COVID. AJ longed for the best for his future, so doing anything he could to prepare himself, he would. He was a dual enrollment student during high school at Georgia Military College. From there, he had to find a school that would accept his credits he collected during dual enrollment. Picking a college for him was a hard decision because he wanted to make sure he chose the right school for the right reasons and not just somewhere everyone wanted him to go.
Campaign season, like I said, I ran right into in and out my reign as Chief Justice and right into my role as Mr.
AJ came into college with determination to be in leadership positions, making an impact during his experience. Being Mr.SSU was set on his mind, and he knew that he would achieve it. He just didn't know quite how. He struggled with finding a campaign theme, but a late friend of his, Malik Collington, who passed away, called him with the idea of Manifest for his campaign theme.
He kind of called me. He was like, "What about Manifest?" And I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." Like, because I looked up like, what is Manifest? I knew the definition, but it was just kind of like the role in which, not the role in which, but how you dream for something and allow your dreams to come true. And I was like, wow, I really dreamed to be Mr. So it's only right if I ran off the theme of Manifest. And they had literally just came out with the movie Manifest as well. It wasn't a movie, it was like a show. And I was like, that's it.
AJ told me to wear SSU merch, so I wear SSU merch. AJ told me to get Starbucks today, so I got Starbucks. Alexander told me to get braids, so I got braids. AJ told me to wear sunglasses today, so I wear sunglasses. AJ told me to join the military, so I joined the military. AJ told me to get a Nissan, so I got a Nissan. AJ told me like to play the piano, so I learned how to play the piano. AJ told me to wear my hair in a bun, so I wear my hair in a bun. AJ told me to wear pink Crocs, so I wear pink Crocs.
Yeah, AJ told me to walk in the rain, so you know what I did? Walked in the rain.
AJ told me to come to studio, and I came to
AJ told me to get Chick-fil-A, so I got Chick-fil-A.
AJ told me his favorite cheese was sour cream and onion, so I got sour cream and onion.
Hello there. My name is Alexander Richardson Jr. I'm vying to be your next Mr. Savannah State University, making the Tiger connection, manifesting the future of SSU. Thank you.
Coming to Savannah State University, AJ began making connections, friendships, job opportunities for himself, building a trusting relationship with the people he encountered. Dr. Deidre Andrews, a mentor of AJ's, and is the director of a Title III program at Savannah State where AJ worked for a short period of time. Dr. Andrews is a mentor to AJ, and throughout their time frame of knowing each other, they built a strong relationship.
So I am Dr. Deidre Andrews, and I currently work at Savannah State University. I serve as the director for our Title III program here at Savannah State, and I have been working here for 18 years.
Dr. Andrews met AJ through two of her previous employed students and started building a connection with him from the time they were working together. Dr. Andrews describes him as determined, persistent, resilient, and an overachiever.
He's an overachiever. I will also say that he's overly confident, and sometimes people may think that's him being cocky. And I've always felt that no, AJ is confident.
Joshua Matthews is a close friend of AJ's and was his campaign manager for running for Mr.SSU. He met AJ from previous Mr.SSU and has been close friends with him ever since.
My name is Joshua Matthews. I'm a computer science major, 22, from Atlanta, Georgia, and this is my 4th year here, so I'm a senior at Savannah State.
Joshua describes AJ as someone who takes initiative, someone who is a leader, and someone who stands firm in what he believes. Not only is he a good leader, he's a good friend.
He's honest. He wants the best for himself and others. So to me, those are all good traits of a good leader. But at the same time, you got to have people that you know either look up to you in one way or the other and want to not necessarily be you, but follow you in some aspects, as long as you're leading them and being having a positive impact on their lives. So I think those are some of the things that AJ has displayed as being a leader.
This here was very personal for me. And I was like, I did the large work and I did the representational work. So when you combine both worlds together, that brings you to the king and the queen of a school.
Some of the things that good leaders must have is knowing how to communicate. He knows how to express himself. He's just gonna be real at all times.
AJ is probably one of my most supportive in a very specific way when it comes to my personal life and my business, for the simple fact of don't think you can't do anything, and don't let anybody else change what you thought you could do.
You build that strong friendship. My expectation is even once you graduate, it doesn't stop. So we continue to be friends because now, you're not my student. Yes, I may still always be a mentor to you, but you're a friend. So I look to you as my friend if you ever need advice, if you need something from me, and vice versa, because that's what friends do. We hold each other down. So I'm going to always be a lifetime friend to AJ, and I hope he feels the same way.
Coming to Savannah State, I knew I wanted to be a leader. I ran on the theme of manifest for Mr. Savannah State because I came in and was like, I'm going to be Mr. Savannah State. Like, don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to find out the ins and outs of what I need to do to get to where I want to be. I ran for this position as Mr. because this was something I really, really wanted to do. And I knew that, coming into a university where there's so many different changes, you kind of don't have to not prove a point, but you have to show the students that you really can put in the work for it.
Being that he ran for an office position previously in his collegiate career, he was mostly prepared for what he had to expect during his campaign. He had a stumble that he had to overcome to keep himself going for the crown.
I had to realize as a person, one thing about individuals, you can never force yourself on anyone. It don't matter how much you go up and try. Some people just genuinely are going to make the right decision for them. What I did have that was kind of hiccup for me where I think it was about the third day before campaign ended. I had put up banners around campus and I'm not sure who it was. And like I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter. A lot of my banners were slashed. Like someone had went and cut all of them. Like in the middle, put an X on it.
He sent a picture first of the banner split like this. And then he sent a video when he walked up to it, and it was simply just torn.
And I'm just like, dang, like, what is it? What did I do? Like, I want to confront him. But I had to realize in life, you can't always address negativity.
All you need to do is don't acknowledge it, tape it back up, don't sound fazed, because whoever did it, obviously they was trying to get you in disarray, but it didn't work. So obviously, cutting up the banner didn't stop you from becoming a Mr. Select.
And when someone tries to deteriorate your character or try to ruin some greatness that you have going on, God is going to ensure that you rise beyond that moment.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready? I used to pray for times like this.
That makes him a perfect Mr.SSU would be that ability, because he can navigate a good amount of different people. Meeting somebody that's young, new, younger than the usual, and want to advocate for himself in a way that works for both crowds, that made it perfect.
I have mentored several students in my 18 years on campus. But there are very few that are like an AJ. Just some students you just know they have that it factor, right?
As far as being the campaign manager for his campaign, simply I was there to be the check-in person and make sure everything was going well. When they couldn't contact him, they would contact me, whether it's for me being able to contact him or me having a better decision, because usually whatever I chose, he was okay with. So it worked out.
What does AJ want to be remembered for?
I do know that, I'm going into a new chapter, but I also know that I'm not scared because I know I'm the author. So I can control the decisions that I make from this point forward. And for the next king, to follow the next king, so that goes for all of them and all SGA, people that's running for the positions within SGA, I would just encourage them to be the best thing that they can be. Don't try to live up to the stigmatism of what people think you should do. You just do the best that you can do.
Without being are getting emotional, I would just say hats off to AJ. I'm extremely proud of him. Couldn't be as proud or more proud, I don't even know what the word is, of him. I'm looking forward to, like I said earlier, what's coming next for AJ. I will always continue to be one of his biggest cheerleaders. I told his mom, I'm his campus mom, that's not going to change.
3 years, you've done a lot, and all I can say is thank you for comments, critiques, and simply not changing.
Whatever he decides to do after Savannah State, I know he's going to excel in it. Whatever he's touched on Savannah State, he has excelled in it.
You know, like I always tell people, I don't like to give what a king should be because everybody possesses different skills and capabilities of being a king. But what I do say is you be the best king that you can be.
I would say AJ is committed, driven, and in pursuit of not being simple. A lot of the stuff he don't want to say he didn't take the chance to do. So clubs, oars, people, travel, whatever you want to call it, simply just making sure that he took the risk rather than like, dang, I should have did that.
He has a bright future ahead of him.
Cause I'm